There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Hi, everyone, and good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. And welcome to this Valley News Now weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. We are seeing a little bit more sunshine peeking out this afternoon. It was kind of a cloudy start to the day, at least here in Fargo. We had a cloud deck kind of sticking around, but I want to jump right into our forecast here of what we are watching over the next couple of hours and the next couple of days and then into next week too. So right now, satellite and radar showing the cloud deck that was in the Central Valley here, pushing off to the east a bit. So more sunshine here in the FM area and a lot of sun across eastern North Dakota. A few more clouds into northwestern Minnesota, but that's really the only weather worry today. A little cooler than yesterday at this time, but we're still seeing those 40s out west. 43 Minot, 45 Bismarck and Mobridge, 39 Oaks and Sisseton. We're at 30 as of, it is now 3:08 p.m. here on our Tuesday. 27 in Grand Forks, 21 Hallock, Thief River, and Roseau. Not a bad day, though, just a little bit breezy. So I want to jump into our next big thing that we are watching. We've got some chances for fog over the next couple of days, but more folks are talking about the changes on the way for next week, and that includes a pattern change to our overall setup across the country, not just here in the Dakotas and Minnesota. So here's what that looks like. I've outlined the jet stream. Oh, wrong button again. Outlined the jet stream here with these white arrows. So this is starting next week, Monday. This is a ridge pattern that pulls in some warmer air. So we're still looking mild to start the week. That ridge, as we push into Tuesday, starts to move off to the east. And you can see the jet stream is pushing right up into our area. Now, if you were around this summer, this pattern might look a little bit familiar to you. We described it as, this is kind of like a conveyor belt with any storm systems that are able to develop, kind of riding that conveyor belt up and over. So with any disturbances next week, we have that possibility of seeing those storms pushing up into our neck of the woods, along with some cooler air by the end of the week. And I posted this on my Facebook page yesterday, and to be expected, there was some confusion. This isn't a graphic we use a lot. I've only used it a couple of times, so I want to take a moment to kind of explain it. This graphic is put out by the Climate Prediction Center, and it's showing the risk of heavy snow. And this is for the country as a whole, not just looking at what we define as heavy snow here in our region, because some folks may define heavy snow as more than 6 inches of snow. If you're newer to the area, maybe you define heavy snow as 2 or more inches of snow. Other people, maybe a foot of snow. So it really is variable. But I'm pulling up over here on this computer the definition from the Climate Prediction Center of how they define heavy snowfall. So excuse me just a second while I pull this up. The long and short of it is, for heavy snowfall, it is a 3-day event that exceeds 85% of what is climatologically normal for that time period. So here we're talking 18th, 19th, and 20th. We would have to look up the climatology and say, hey, we average this amount of snow during this time. And climatological data is based on 30 years. I hope this is making sense so far. But over the last 30 years, how much snow do we typically see during this 3-day time frame? And what are the probabilities that we could exceed that? So that's what this graphic is trying to highlight. And It also is defined when it comes to heavy snow as, here it is, okay, 3-day accumulated precip exceeding the 85th percent, exceeding the 85th climatological percentile. So that's what we just were talking about. But it can also mean that the total snowfall amounts exceeding a half of an inch of liquid precipitation. And with that, it depends on our snow ratios. That could be 4 to 6 plus inches of snow just on average. Okay, so let's zoom on in here. This is a wide area. It's looking at a higher chance of impactful snowfall, and I am defining impactful as disruptions to travel, perhaps plowable snow. It's not a guaranteed storm, and the track is still uncertain. Why there is such a wide area highlighted here. It could track a little further north, could track a little further to the south and east. We are all too familiar with track uncertainty. But looking at Fargo specifically, you can see our snow chances picking up towards the middle of next week. And I hope I kind of explained that to the best of my ability. I know it can kind of be confusing with those probabilities and percentiles. Regardless, to put it plainly, a pattern change next week could shift that storm track into the northern plains, to put it as plainly as possible. For tonight, temperatures dropping back down below freezing, so what has melted again today will be refreezing, and we're also watching the chance for some patchy fog to be developing by tomorrow morning. So this evening, the wind diminishes. We've got moisture in the atmosphere, and once that moisture cools and condenses towards daybreak, we see the opportunity for some fog to develop, where you see these darker gray shadings. Not going to be widespread, but could be locally dense at times. So something to watch ahead of your Wednesday morning commute. For tomorrow, temperatures warming back up again into the 20s and 30s, so looking like another fairly nice day with the warmest temperatures to the south and west, just like we've been seeing the last couple days. We could see some patchy fog kind of lingering or redeveloping into the late day hours and become a bit more widespread Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So some fog could impact the morning commute the next couple of days. Wednesday morning going to be cooler in northern Minnesota, 8 in Roseau, 18 Langdon and Detroit Lakes, 17 in Fargo, 26 Lisbon, 28 in Sisseton. And then taking a closer look at temperatures tomorrow afternoon, 29 Belcourt, 30 Lakota, 40 in Harvey, 30 in Grand Forks, looking at 24 Baudette, 32 in Mahnomen, 34 in Fargo, 33 Parkers Prairie, Alexandria, 45 Ellendale, and 47 in Aberdeen. Your Valentine's weekend still looking beautiful. 40 degrees on Saturday in Fargo with a mix of sunshine and clouds. The Cocoa and Coffee Crawl downtown Fargo is also happening on Saturday. It's not going to be 40 degrees during that time, since I believe it starts at 10 a.m. I'll have to fact check myself there. So it'll be a little cooler then, 20s to low 30s, but all in all, great conditions to spend some time outside with your loved ones. If you're celebrating on Sunday instead, still looking equally as nice. Forecast high of 40 with a mix of sun and clouds. So let's look ahead to your extended forecast. The potential for some wintry mix Wednesday night into Thursday continues to track to our south. So looking more like a non-event here in the valley. We've been watching that track slip a little further and further south as new model data comes in. 41 on Friday, beautiful weekend, a nice start to next week. 40 on Monday, still mild Tuesday, 38 degrees. But then we are watching that more unsettled pattern start to take shape into the middle of next week. So a couple of things that we're watching, still plenty of uncertainty for next week. It's a week away. It's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. We're talking about next Tuesday, Wednesday. But some of those signals are starting to show up, and I wanted to give you that first alert heads up, just in case you've got any travel plans. And, we haven't had to talk about snow for a while, aside from light snow showers with Alberta Clippers. So maybe it's the weather nerd in me, but I'm a little bit excited about a pattern change on the way for next week. Keeping this short today, this has been your weather update brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Have a great afternoon and evening.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.